Okay, so the rest of these matches are labeled winners semis, which is not correct because there can only be 2 winners semis matches, right? And I believe I've seen one of them, but one of the players is RadioRad, so this has to be loser's bracket because we just saw Lao9 beat RadioRad. Natsuki, from what I remember, progressed fairly far along into the tournament, but won their winner's semi match and then had to forfeit. So if I'm guessing correctly, because I might actually just go back and look at the actual bracket itself so I can figure out which is which. But I'm guessing that this is a loser's round. This might actually be losers round 1. Natsuki fairly high up on the board, but still has some resources. We're in the 2-chain stun lock. Natsuki actually has something with those reds. They're gonna want to pop them sooner rather than later. It's because here comes the blue. So what goes up must come down, of course, unless you put it on column 14. Then it's gone. So there's a 2-chain there. There's a chance for it to power up if the yellow was rotated to the right. But stun lock is getting tough. The 3-chain comes out. Natsuki popping things, hoping for something to cascade. Kind of frog stacky. Gets a 3-chain here, at least. So there's a 4. And that's gonna reverse fortunes on RadioRad, and Natsuki's gonna take that game 1. Oh, that's what I was forgetting to get. A little cinnamon bun. Okay, pretty high on that column 1, column 3. Okay, that's a fast little attack. I was gonna say blitz, but I kind of sort of don't want to say that. Like, I fairly recently learned that, like, oh, this is a nice 5. But I know RadioRad has the potential to make some longer chains if he doesn't get flustered by early attacks and damage. But I learned fairly recently that the term blitz scaling, which is basically the term for when startup companies waste a lot of venture capital money getting as many users as possible, with the promise that they will become profitable later, is explicitly named after the Nazi military strategy. So that was a really powerful pop from Natsuki, to the point where it countered the 5, but it wasn't enough to counter the 6. The 6 is where you start getting into, you have to send a real chain territory. That. Yeah, no, it's like, I know about, like, okay, so there's a 6-chain all clear? Oh, wow. That was nice. Okay, Natsuki, I didn't know you had that in you. I didn't even see that one. But, yeah. There's something about like the word blitz. It's like, it's probably like it literally means like fast and loose and stuff like that, you know, and aggressive specifically, but very high up on this board. But that column 6 is open for something. So nice 5. Still a manageable 5, but here comes the follow-up, I was gonna say. However, Natsuki's chain isn't super... Man, 3 drops in column 6? Game hates you, Natsuki. But also, don't chain so precariously that your chain is vulnerable to one-chain attacks where one block off will ruin your entire chain. But that actually works out in Natsuki's favor, because it offers him some additional links from this alternative trigger. Is there like a time limit on like saying bad words so that your video doesn't get demonetized? Anyway, I think it should tell you everything that like companies, especially like startup companies, especially tech startups, were just so comfortable using a term that was like explicitly named after the Nazis. I think that should tell you everything. Like, it makes sense, but it's just like you hear the word blitz so much. And you know there's like a difference between like the Blitz and the Blitzkrieg and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, Blitzkrieg is scary, but everybody says Blitz, right? And it's like, yeah, everybody says Blitz and that's why it's so scary. Okay, fishing for a green purple there. This... Oh, I thought I was thinking, okay. I'm sorry for being too stairs pilled for this. I thought he was after, like, a stairs type thing.
You can't compete with me.
Well, okay, in a far less serious note, you know what other word people have ruined? Mindful. Okay, so here comes the RadioRad long chain, and this is gonna catch Natsuki. Natsuki's been making fairly long chains, mind you, but the consistency of the long chain is leaves a lot to be desired, should I say. You know, until Natsuki decides to immediately start using GTR, in which case I suppose I was wrong. Well, now that GTR is a little blocked off, but to be honest, they kind of blocked themselves off early. Or maybe I'm wrong. They're using the GTR base to kind of stun lock here. Okay, extension with the yellows. 3-chain harassment. And RadioRad really high up on the board. Okay, so You know, like I was saying, the consistency of the long chain leaves a lot to be desired, but Natsuki knows how to build the GTR base. There is no all clear there. Not enough reds. Okay, RadioRad happily building a tail. Probably wants an additional purple in column 5. Well, would have wanted one of those reds to be a purple, but gets a 6 regardless.
Aww.
The day is mine.
Lives one more game. Okay. A little bit of left side chaining there. Oh, they've still got to put the screen back on my window.
Stop it.
Okay, early attack from Natsuki. Follow up with that and the all clear 2 chain to finish out the game. And here comes the 1. Set off the 1. Come on. Alright.
I didn't finished.
Gonna wanna
Compete with me.
finish him off once and for all. Just let it happen. That's alright, Natsuki. You're in Pearl bracket, so I'll let it slide. Man, thank goodness I didn't watch Ruby bracket because I heard that was a disaster. Ha ha ha. It wasn't that bad, but don't ever harpy stack in my tournament ever again.